Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Wednesday, September 19th, 2018. Alright, so today we have the moon still in Sagittarius, finishing up actually. So as was the case the past 2 days, still themes around expanding our worldview. Really good to broaden our horizons, specifically from our perspective of life and of our life and kind of having this top-down view, but also from that accessing a bit of the spirit and adventurousness, perhaps, in terms of listening to that inner flame. So that's the theme, and today, no major aspects, but we are easing up off of this Mars square Uranus that we had yesterday. So if you did feel any bit of tension or impulsivity from yesterday or from earlier in the week, that's likely starting to lift off here collectively, and just a great day to finish any changes if there were any yesterday as well. All right, so some minor lunar aspects. We're also in the Gibbous phase, so we're starting to get some wind in our sails now from the lunar cycle. A bit of momentum being built as we approach the weekend. All right, so let's take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this Wednesday. As you can see, we are using the actual size of the constellations, which is different from mainstream astrology. So if you are new to this channel, check out that link down below for more information. All right, so the moon finishing Sagittarius, the centaur. It's been the past couple days of essentially cultivating this, again, broadened perspective, seeing things from different angles. And as a result of that, gaining more insight in terms of what inspires us, right? It is a fire sign, so what inspires us, what fuels us, and that spirit and adventurousness that may arise from that, or from that perspective shift, does lead to things like our life purpose, things like higher wisdom, higher knowledge, maybe about our life or life in general. And so it does make it a great time for these types of things. We'll likely notice a continued theme around this stuff. Now, the moon is going to be finishing the constellation here today, though. So in the later part, starting to shift into Capricorn, which we will feel more so tomorrow, but certainly more on the grounded side of things. We have actually a lot of planets in Capricorn right now, and this will be adding to it. So maybe in the later part, themes around what requires discipline, patience, and that long-term approach, which, again, will be the theme for the next couple days there. All right, so yeah, all this Earth energy, we've had the Sun and Mercury recently enter into Virgo. So the focus has been now on what can be refined and improved in life, right? Really getting into this detail, pragmatic side of ourselves. This is the sort of lens that we're viewing life through at this time. So great to do this, great to see life and ourselves in terms of what can be embittered, what can we do to strive towards improvement, and doing the work, right? Focusing on what we do have control over, these types of things of Virgo, which is striving towards that refinement of ourselves and of our life. Now, Mercury is getting very close to the Sun. And so here today, the moon is going to be trining up to that Mercury. So today there could be a bit of maybe ease of communication, actually. Maybe a bit of ease of thinking, just really supportive time for the mercurial things, which usually involve the mind, communication, even our routine, sort of day-to-day type of energy, which again very much does support this kind of Virgo time period. So that's the most important lunar aspect. You could say the most important aspect that we do have today. Now, along with that, Mercury getting close to the Sun, that's going to go exact here tomorrow and going into the weekend. So there is this kind of energy usually behind our minds and maybe our thinking and things like that. So if you do feel this in the later part of the day, really good, as always, to channel that, maybe do some writing, some journaling, anything that helps you get this energetic stuff or this insight or passion or creativity even, the Sun energy, down on paper, down in communications in practical form. Really good way of integrating that type of conjunction. I'll talk more about that tomorrow because most of us probably won't be feeling that. I think what we'll all likely be feeling is this Mars squaring up to Uranus, likely lifting off from yesterday. And so if you did feel any bit of tension collectively or impulsivity wanting to break free, any of that, that's starting to lift off today. But the best way of working with it is to use today as an integration day. Is there anything that maybe we made some changes with earlier in the week or yesterday that we can continue to develop, right? Continue to see where we can have this healthy level of change, and maybe some things we can change so that our life is a greater reflection of our true selves and maybe does have greater freedom that we're really seeking or were really seeking during that square. And so great day for continuing to cultivate that as the energies slowly lift. All right, so that's the day in a nutshell, and we are in the Gibbous phase. We officially enter it today. So as we approach the weekend, we will likely notice a bit of momentum being built now as we approach the full moon. And so great time now moving forward to notice that, maybe earlier in the week or over the weekend, it was a good time to challenge ourselves. But now that square between the sun and moon is starting to lift. Now we have a trine, which is a bit of momentum in the lunar month. And so this is symbolic for the fact that a little over a week ago we had the new moon. It wasn't last Sunday, but the Sunday before that. And so now we've had a lot of time acclimating to these new beginnings and to this lunar month. And so now there is a bit of that momentum, a bit of support, and what you might call wind in the sails. All right, so that's the day in a nutshell, easing up off of this Mars square Uranus, maybe erratic or tense kind of energy. Again, great day for integrating any changes that do reflect greater freedom in our life. A bit of support with the mercurial things of maybe thinking, communication, and routine. Still continuing to be a great time for things that do require the work, self-discipline, that pragmatic, detail-oriented, improvement-oriented aspects of Virgo. And more immediately, the theme today, finishing up Sagittarius, which is about broadening our perspective of things. And from that broadened perspective, gaining some perhaps insight, higher wisdom, but most importantly, this bit of spirit for life. All right, so everyone have a fantastic day. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the daily forecast.